So hey, I gotta be honest, this stream sucked. Audio quality was pretty bad. It was live stream and I didn't realize how bad the background noise was until I put this in the editor. That being said, as tempting as it is to just trash the entire stream, a lot of progress has been made, so as much as I want to leave into action, for your sake as well as my own, how about I just summarize everything that happened until we get to a point in the stream where the audio quality is at least not as bad as the beginning. So since we took out bricks in the last part, first thing we do is meander around town, assuring that we've gotten everything from his ship, as well as Alfreda that we can at this point in time. Unfortunately, with the synergy we have, there's not really too much we can do. So then I decided to finally take on Ayers Rock. I think it was like, I went to Ayers... Shoot, I could have probably just retreated to Ayers Rock. Because I went through the trouble of going all the way here, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing... Wait, we don't have Whirlwind. That's the whole reason I couldn't do the early game stuff. Well, so much for getting Ayers Rock out of the way. Shocker, it's a randomizer. And even Whirlwind is randomized. So with all possible alternatives out of the way, I guess we should go progress the plot. But first, a little reminder of the most important thing that happened last part, if not in this entire randomizer experience. I don't know how, but I forgot that I had Magneto. Despite talking all about it at the beginning of the stream, I completely forgot that I had Magneto. So as I make comparisons to how brutal the area was in Lost Age Reloaded, because that was the most recent Lost Age experience I had up to this point, we climb our way through the Goma catacombs. Because I remember this area in particular being brutal in Reloaded. Another Mars Gin. Jeez. I just need one Jupiter Gin. Or Mercury Gin. Pierce can't have both of them. He can't be locking both utility options from us. So as I make my way through one of the more harder puzzles in the game, no thanks to the game's perspective, or is it my lack of perspective? Potato potato. Regardless of reasoning, as I was doing this puzzle, I made an important discovery. Part of the reason why this area sucked and Reloaded, because I definitely got trapped in this particular puzzle quite a bit trying to... We need that. Okay, guess what guys? We can go do Ayers Rock! Along with literally anything else in the game. And if getting one of the most important synergies in the game wasn't good enough, I also remembered that we have access to a new Ginny that is also Mars element. We'll never be free from this curse, will we? I was gonna say, I mean, you aren't necessarily the Djinn that I'm looking for, but a Djinn's a Djinn. After a long yet fun battle against the Djinn that I'd love to show more, but if you couldn't already tell from the few moments I let y'all hear, the background noise is really bad right now. I exhausted the area of all the resources we could reach, so it was time to move onward. A little too late with the going for the poison. I gotta remember all these cool options that I have so early on. I'm just not used to having all this good stuff early on in Golden Sun. Well hey, we've finally got cannon. So after taking off a void and doing a few random battles, just to ensure I didn't get too under level. Yeah, if I'm taking 43 damage from an enemy, that's way higher than taking 1 damage. So maybe it's time to start taking battles again. We finally make our way into Nilawe. And then remember that this is a randomizer, so I don't have Lash yet. As per RPG tradition, we explore the town, talk to some people, check by the shops to see if there's anything good that we can get, when I had a grand moment of realization. Alright, we have Whirlwind now. We can actually do this. We can actually interact with bushes. Only to realize that the only thing this opened was another path that needed a synergy that we did not have yet. That being the synergy reveal. A skill that allows you to uncover hidden truths. Guess where that is in vanilla? If you guessed Ayers Rock, you'd be correct. Guess where we can go now that we have Whirlwind? If you guess Ayers Rock, you also be correct. Guess where I go next? If you guess Ayers Rock, then you're susceptible to patterns. Ayers Rock has a bit of an infamy in the community for being one of the quote-unquote worst dungeons in the game. It's a little more complicated than that. It's not a bad dungeon, but it is pretty long for how early the game expects you to do it. And in my opinion, it has a little bit of the Water Temple vibe, where so many rooms look so similar that it's very easy to get lost in it. All the Golden Sun nostalgia in the world will not push me to Ayers Rock any faster. If I got an excuse to procrastinate it, I will procrastinate it, especially with how terrible this stream has been. So, let's go do literally anything else. So sure, before I get to carry onward, let's go back and get everything that I missed along the way. I guess I was set gun-ho on doing a dungeon today. So let's go finally do Katarine Temple. In a normal playthrough of Golden Sun, this would be the first dungeon you do in the Lost Age. Assuming you don't count Venus Lighthouse, because that's kind of just more of an opening cutscene / tutorial. I guess it could count as tutorial. In terms of things to check for in a randomizer, our options are kind of limited, honestly. Typically, in the normal version of this dungeon, there'd be a Mercury Genie, the Lash Pebble, which gives us the Lash Synergy, and a Mysterious Card. Not vital for any sort of plot progression, but a cool item that gives you an alternative set of classes, exclusive to equipping that item. So how that translates in a randomizer is 1 new Genie and 2 item checks. My odds of getting anything I desire out of this dungeon are slim, but hey, if this randomizer taught me anything, I'm a sucker of getting my hopes up only to be disappointed. Hello, Genie of literally any other element than the ones I already have. So let's go on a little tangent about Pikmin 4. Might as well. The pointless rambling will well prepare you for the inevitable commentary of Ayers Rock. And I guess I could talk a little bit about my attempt to speedrun Pikmin 4 that I did earlier today. Like, I haven't even, depending on your definition of beat Pikmin, I haven't even beat the post-game. Or I've beat the game in the sense that I've seen the credits, but slight spoiler, Pikmin 4 works very similarly to Pikmin 2. And because of that, it carries the same vein of when the game is over, when you get the credits, the game isn't really over. It's a similar thing in Pikmin 2 where the post-game kind of just feels like a natural extension of the game in and of itself. Now, I got no idea what this is, but it sure does look good. Okay, it just gives HP recovery. The whole boost made me think that it might be a multiplier. Also got some rather nice... Oh. I was gonna be biased and give it to Jenna, but... You're the only one that can equip this thing anyways. But I can't believe we actually got something from an early game dungeon that was even more powerful than all the equipment that we just bought. Then again, maybe there's logic to the randomizer that gives you items in some approximate order to when it expects you to go through these dungeons, which wouldn't necessarily be the vanilla order. But that feels like a lot to program. Oh, by the way, while I'm post-commentating, pay no mind to where I was at Pikmin 4 at the time of the stream. That was recorded so long ago that by the time I even started editing, let alone doing this post-commentary, I essentially 100%ed and already got burnt out on Pikmin 4. Again, thankfully, I have some memory of the early game of Lost Age that isn't completely non-existent, because replaying it on my own and replaying it for Reloaded. But just trust me, this is this whole thing's probably gonna this whole idea is probably gonna completely backfire in my face the moment that we get Piers and get on his boat. Because again, that's the furthest that I've probably played Lost Age in over a decade. Worst case scenario, I do have the strategy guide, so I'm not too worried about getting lost. But I am concerned about not remembering every minute detail. And the time in between streams making me forget to get something that I had the ability to get a while ago. So it's just beater time, I guess. Now, I just know from playtesting in Dungeon that can get locked if it's left on for too long, so now I don't need it. Not gonna worry too much about it. I just realized having Bane this early is gonna just completely break bosses. And I guess we'll see if bosses are scaled at all based on the fact that we've done like a dungeon, already done like a boss or two already. I was gonna say 2 bosses, but then I remembered that we never actually went through the desert proper. We were able to cheese it because we had Scoop already, which makes me think I should probably go back to the desert and actually fight the boss, because it did normally have a synergy. One thing at a time. Oh, come on, no. Well, I guess it's not gonna matter because I forgot it's the very first boss of the game, so like a freaking Magneto would probably be enough to take care of the guy in of itself. Not fortunate enough to trigger it, but alas. Oh god, yeah, if it only does 1 damage to us, we never had anything to worry about. Alright, what's our glorious prize? I will not complain if it's just Lash like usual, but that doesn't look like a synergy item. That does not look like the power of Lash. I should not be surprised. Great news! We can't get that Jin! Yay! So we have to come back here later once more, which means that I have to remember to come back here later once more. Great! So, with that utter disappointment out of the way, I guess all we can do is find other places to use our new Whirlwind ability. Wait. I literally can't do any more here until I get Pound. Was there something in Masonic that I needed Whirlwind, or am I getting it mixed up with something else? Right, Air's Rock. But do I want to do Air's Rock now? No. Randomizer or not, the general answer is no. The real question is, do I have to do Air's Rock now? I also just came to the realization that I could go through all of Air's Rock and not even have a reveal at the end. It may not even be a synergy, a utility synergy at all. Past Me makes an excellent point. Not only could we go through all of Air's Rock and not get anything in return, but we don't even have all the skills that we need to do Air's Rock to completion at this time. So, the most optimal time to do Air's Rock is to wait until I actually have all the synergy I need to complete it before actually beginning to tackle the dungeon. Let's see how long I remember that for. You know, screw it. So let me get... Let's just get Ayers Rock out of the way. Yep! Couldn't even remember that idea for the duration of one stream. So, here we are. Past me blissfully unaware that this whole endeavor is inevitably going to be in vain. All because getting access to Whirlwind gave me a glimmer of hope. Okay? Yeah, the timing of that. I'm gonna say, hello, free elixir. Oh no, it was a trap. Not really, but geez, was that funny timing. Oh, okay. Maybe it wasn't completely pointless to come here right away. I want that. I want that. I was definitely convinced that there's gonna be some utility synergy tied behind Piers. But first we got Whirlwind, now we have Douse. There's not really anything left. I mean, there's Frost, but I kinda got the feeling that that's not how this randomizer works. So, who wants to bet that's the most funful thing that'll come out of the entirety of Ayers Rock? When or if we ever figure out how to get to it. In the meantime, how about we ramble a bit more about Pikmin 4? Well, I'm struggling to talk. Did I ever get around to finishing that story about how I attempted Pikmin 4? I feel like I got sidetracked, so apologies if I'm repeating myself, but I was gonna do like a little retrospective of how I felt about the game since beating it to the credits. Okay, I can't remember to come back over here for too many reasons. So I did a game into recording. It was kind of mixed. It was really short because I just got through all my announcements quickly and I just didn't really feel like talking no matter how hard I tried. So I took a break and had lunch, and I felt justified with making this a shorter game and chill recording session because I was intending on doing that whole Pikmin review, or whatever we want to call it, after the fact. However, no matter what I tried, I couldn't really muster myself to talk about. I couldn't really muster myself to commentate at the time. So I decided, like, if I can't play a game while talking, maybe I'll just play a game. And I was looking up speedruns on speedrun.com, and I saw, like, the average run for Pikmin 4 up to the point where the credits play was relatively short, like 1 hour for the best speedruns, and like 4 to 5 hours was the worst submitted. With that said, it was a stretch, but that was enough to give me a glimmer of hope of maybe I could do an entire speedrun of Pikmin 4 in a single sitting. And for me, gaming sittings are no more than like 2 to 3 hours. That's typically why I typically stream for only 2 hours. And a lot of times I keep threatening to go shorter than that, because as I gotten older, I don't really have gaming sessions as long as I used to. Like, an hour is sadly a lot closer to my average playtime session these days. So, as much as I want to get into speedrunning some of my favorite games, the fact that a lot of them you play for so long and have to do in one sitting. Golden Sun's a perfect example where it's an entire RPG, so even when people are optimizing it perfectly, making use of all the glitches, it still takes them like over 5 hours. And that's a blowball shoot. to actually beat those games. If there was even a subcategory in Golden Sun that could be recently be done in 1 to 2 hours, maybe I would give it a shot. But there's nothing like that. There's no category like that. I don't know how you can make up a category like that unless you just did the prologue, and who wants to do that? Just like, I don't know, it's just really up in the air. Oh. Isn't that the way I came? This is definitely a new way, so why did it drop me off here? Oh no, that was a shortcut that I just unveiled. Gotta go a little bit further. But yeah, like, finding good things to... I'd speedrun more if I could find good things to do. Speedrun up. I was able to do Celeste for a bit, but then I just kind of fell off, and it's kind of hard to actually squeeze the game back in. Like, it's been so long, I feel like I would have to relearn the game all over. And then I put it off for another 5 months because my stream time's kind of precious, and I want to play so many different video games when I actually do have the ambition to stream. By the way, we got Douse. Sorry I wasn't as excited about it, but I was kind of in the middle of thought. Before I lose that thought, though. Yeah. Like, finding games that have a short time commitment that I like, it's kind of a hard thing to juggle. Celeste was kind of the closest thing. And even with Celeste, I had to do the more quote-unquote unpopular category of 2 dashes just to make it fit into my personal time frame. And I never really got good enough at it to actually do the speedrun tech, but those streams were still fun to do. Anyways, this is a really long tangent to say that I attempted to do a Pikmin 4 speedrun earlier today. 2 hours in, I got up to like the second main area and just quit because I just lost my energy and motivation after playing the game for 2 hours straight and not even being close to halfway done with it. But if I learned anything from that speedrun attempt, I was kind of worried that with my first playthrough of the game, it took me a really long time. If I edit this into videos, I'll try to remind myself to actually make a note. Oh, there it is, there it is. There's the stupid synergy that's been holding us back in so many ways, and it's just blocked off from my sight. Still, 2 utility synergies was still more than I was expecting. Anyways, even though the whole attempt to speedrun Pikmin was a complete flop, it was a lot fast. It wasn't, like I was saying, it was a lot faster than I was expecting. Like, it probably took me like a solid 8 hours just to get up to the point where I did in 2 hours. And I guess that just goes to show how much quicker things are when you're not trying to get every little thing in a particular area. And I forgot to mention, like, why. Now, I'm not sure if I should, so we'll come back to that. But first, I think this is the moment of truth. Here it is, here it is, here it is. I will never complain about Ayers Rock again. Look how freaking kind it's been to us. We got Douse and Lash. 2 things really holding us back for so long. And actually, speaking of holding us back, maybe I could just go get that gin now before I forget? This would be the point. You know, You know what? I will wait until we clear out everything in the exterior. It'll give me this place has just been a good luck charm for actually talking about things and doing interesting commentary, and I don't want to jinx that. So with Pikmin 4, shoot, I think I already did. I forgot what I was left off on. There is an alternative if I find the main game too long. Also forgot to mention that probably a lot of my time in my first playthrough was synced in the first area because I played the demo and only the demo was available in that first playthrough. So the game moves by a lot faster when you don't practically 100% the entire first area before moving on to the second area. And the crazy part is, with enough practice, I could see myself getting good enough with Pikmin 4 to actually do it in a 3-hour time frame. And for the sake of doing a speedrun, if I knew I could consistently do it in under 3 hours, then maybe I would allow myself to have an extra long stream every now and then to do it. So you're probably gonna see me do Pikmin 4 on this channel in some shape or form, just a matter of when. The game's still new, so I'm a little worried about streaming it too soon and spoiling everything for people. The Pikmin 4 idea didn't really work as well as I hoped in the end, but I don't want to dash past me's hopes and dreams. But in the same breath, the game is probably most interesting for people when it's new and fresh. So I don't know, that's always something, that's always the dilemma with the YouTube scene that you have to juggle. And it's probably the #1 reason why I was able to convince myself to stick to the initial plan of streaming this instead of just doing I'll do a little Pikmin stream just to see how far I can get in a 2-hour time frame. I gotta save some thoughts for when I actually do get the ambition to record that talk about Pikmin. But I will say, because I kind of made it pretty clear in all my circle of friends, I was not so sure about Pikmin 4 when starting it up. And honestly, there's still factors that kind of get under my skin about it, like the whole fact that you can reset in between you can travel back in time anytime within a single day, but you can't time travel in between days. Even though you could easily do that in Pikmin 2 and all. At least the Wii version. You could do it in the Wii versions of 1 and 2, you could do it in 3. And with the frickin' auto-saving, maybe I'll go for Air's Rock until I find the shortcut. That Synergy Stone. That speedrun trick is still fresh in my mind. It's a shame I can't show off how to make that a random Soul Blade. Then again, like, if the randomizer was able to change around the items and all that, that's probably not even a Soul Blade to begin with. Worst case scenario, there is definitely something that I could do at the speedrun attempt, and that within the time frame of a stream. Problem is, I haven't even played it once yet. I haven't even played it for my first time, so just going into it blind on stream didn't really seem like a keen idea to me, especially because the game's still new, and it'd probably be big spoilers to anyone who hasn't actually been in the game yet. Might be obvious, but it'd still be spoilers. With how much I've been stressing. Well, stressing's not the right word, but With how much I just been hyperfixated on getting Lash for the past 2 streams, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna forget that I haven't done literally anything with Lash because I only just got it. Surely that wouldn't be the case. Oh boy. The monstrosity of Ayers Rock is starting to show its ugly head, and how easily lost you can get in it. I mean, I know the game's called Lost Age, but that doesn't mean that it's not gonna make me enjoy the experience of getting lost any better. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Oh god, no. Don't tell me you actually need Pound in order to clear Ayers Rock. You gotta be kidding me. I think we're done here. Well, at least I have all those shortcuts set, so climbing back up to where I left off shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's go get Totally Not Pound. So this might seem a bit shorter compared to the usual video, but my god, I am just done. I am done with this. I was not even planning on putting Ayers Rock in the same video, but I've done so much cutting around all the shoddy audio parts of this stream that, well, you saw how long Ayers Rock was. This video wouldn't even be a half-hour video if I didn't include Ayers Rock. So I'm just done for today. That was over 2 hours of footage that I crammed into almost a half-hour video. Between that and the voiceover, this part's starting to become less of an episode of a playthrough and almost reaching into the realms of an editorial. This one part alone. So as nice as it would have been to cram this entire stream into one video so I didn't have to worry about that audio anymore, I guess enough happens in the rest of the stream for it to be its own video. Hopefully no one minds if this does come off as a shorter video. I guess you can enjoy interrupting Dog Yawn as some compensation. Take care. So with that utter disappointment out of the way,